Welcome to Entrepreneurship Vertical course title Startup Formation and Scalability. In the third unit, we have a important topic seed funding. In the startup journey, we have problem statement. With the problem statement, we need to develop prototype, then product. Before going for that prototype, we need money for developing the prototype. For that, many agencies are ready to provide funding. In this class, with suitable subdivision, we will discuss about different stages and types of seed funding. First, understand what is seed funding. Seed funding is a initial investment of a startup need to kickstart its operation. The startup may be product oriented or process oriented. For kickstarting, we need small amount of funding. This is called seed funding. This initial money comes in the early stage of startup life. We need to operate the system for developing a prototype. For that, we need small amount of funding that from seed funding. Most of the incubator in association with the institution in the stage of second year, they are conducting many hackathon, startup search like things. They are developing idea for prototype development. They are giving funding initial stage progress. Now we have a different source of funding with a different name: angel investor, incubators funding, crowd funding, seed venture capital firm, then very important angel investor. Angel investors, they are wealthy individual with that experience in industry. They are providing seed capital for exchanging equity or any other information in the form of agreement. Wealthy individual with the industry experience. They understand the startup stages, whether the startup is worthy, is it possible to return in the form of money. They are having some analysis technique. With that analysis, they are converting into equity. They are providing knowledge as well as mentoring with suitable finance also. Many times startup starts from friends and family finance support. Most of the startup in the incubator, they are organizing funding source from state government as well central government. Various state governments fundings are available. Central government from Department of Science and Technology providing the seed funding. There are many schemes. One important special funding scheme is called crowdfunding platform that enable startups to raise funding from a large group of people, usually through small individual contribution. They are introducing the problem statement. With that problem statement, who are getting benefit from that problem statement, then they understand the problem statement, then they'll give share for that development of prototype and product development. After getting benefit, return back in the form of money, they will be getting distributed. Then speed venture capital firm. In this class, we understand the major difference between angel investor and venture capitalist. Now, the major six different types: angel investors, family and friends, incubator, crowdfunding, venture capitalists, these are the major thing. Most of the startups, two major funding sources are involving. One is angel investors, another one is venture capitalist. Here, different seed investor from the stable we understand individual, family, friends, known entrepreneur, sometime organization is ready to funding from CSR if it is social relevance. These are from individual side. Seed funding from the institutional fund. Most of the institution they want to give more opportunity for startups. For that they are developing own startup in their institution. If the institution startup is good, they are ready to fund. Most of the institution, basically technology based institution, they are ready to fund for early stage. If they are giving fund, that is a grant, they don't want return back, they don't want any equity. Initial small amount of seed funding they are giving. With that 10 or 15 projects are moving towards the prototype. If the prototype is good, they will again arranging funding from state and central government. If they are funding for giving funding for 15 to 20 projects, would really turn to 3 to 4 suitable DPIT registered startup. So based on that, employment source are improved. Now incubator arranging infrastructure as well as funding also. The incubator arranging mentorship as well as funding. Sometime funding from the commercial bank with low interest. Low interest they are arranging with suitable period of time for repayment. They are arranging. Most of the incubators they have tie up with some commercial bank. We already discussed what is crowdfunding. Incentive and investment we are giving to the startup based on this type of funding. Many people are involving with that. Where can we have these type of funding source? How can we get the details? Number one, most of the incubator they have a special scheme how to arrange the funding. Then angel investors connected with that incubator, they are ready to fund depends on their own project. Sometimes the website also available for different types of funding. What are the advantages of seed capital funding for startup? Investor willing to take risk. Initially technology based startup, they are very particularly about technology. They don't want the burden from the finance side. That time investor ready to fund equally what are the amount required for that product or prototype development. Based on the amount contributed, they are taking equity. This is the number one advantage. Startup journey with a suitable investor, we will go, the ending result is very fast. Usually no debit finance. Debit finance, we have most of the startups, they are getting from the grant, no need to repay. High growth, immediate growth is possible. High growth is possible based on the seed fund capital. Flexible business agreements, they are having a agreement based on the revenue, how much percentage of equity you can give. Most of the startups 3 to 4 percentage of equity they are giving. Then if the startup at the early stage investor is ready to come with suitable mentorship, sometime they are giving 8 to 12 percentage also. This will vary case to case, depends on the individual. That equity funding will vary. If we are going for equity in the incubator, they are not charging monthly based rental fees, other mentoring fees and all. So first we are entering into the incubator, they are arranging seed funding, they are giving suitable mentorship means now they have a suitable agreement how much percentage of equity share we are giving. The startup journey, this is a very very important, how much amount of the equity funding we are giving to the incubator. Incubator depends on the product or process it will the charge of equity is varying. That network relationship based on the finance and agreement to equity, it will build in sweeter manner. That is the important. Now we come to conclusion. The incubator providing seed funding, the incubator providing mentorship, incubator giving lineup to the funding source, then they are giving mentorship for product and process development, ending with they are capable for generating employment, same time solution for the industry problem as well society. So incubator build a relationship, they are maintaining a network, they are making into a suitable community. Now, various stages of venture capital. First stage, initial low amount, usually from the problem statement. For prototype initial stage, we need small amount, that is a starting stage, that is called seed money. In the startup, if you need funding for the expense related to marketing and product development, some venture capitalist coming and they get agreement. What is the percentage of equity? Depends on that. They are fixing the percentage of equity. Then they have a first round of money. They are giving first round of money for scale up the product at the early stage. Then in the second stage, based on the feedback from the customer, they will stabilize the manufacturing parameter. Then they will improve the product quality as well as product profitability also. Then in the third round of finance, they will think whether we are reaching the break even or not. If we are not able to reach the break even, what are the factors directly connecting the break even point? They will analyze. Then in the fourth funding, they are providing to make the business profitability. Based on this type of stage by stage funding, they may be able to correct whether the problem is identified suitably, where is the market segment. So an important point I want to emphasize here, venture capitalists always analyze the market demand, depends on that they will fund. Now the important topic in this lecture, difference between angel investor and venture capitalist. Angel investor, they will fund from their own packet, but in the venture capital, they arrange from external source, maybe from the bank or any other firm. Investment time, angel investor come to ready for funding at the early stage before profitability. But venture capitalist last stage. In the previous slide, we discussed four different stages. After entering into the marketing, the venture capitalist will come and go for funding with suitable equity. They track the market and they give business mentoring. We will take in this way. Angel investor coming in the early stage, they will fund with suitable technical mentoring. Venture capitalists, they will give a funding after entering into the marketing, they will give business mentoring. The interest, founder's idea, startup potential, that is very important for angel investor. They will believe, they never bother about immediate return. They will travel along with your product development or process development. The founder's idea is important. They give respect for founder's idea. Depends on the technology based mentorship, they'll grow the product will come to good shape. Then they will go for another business mentoring. Here, venture capitalists always focus on the finance. Immediate return they will expect. So initial stage funding we will consider as angel investor. Final stage funding we will consider for venture capitalist. So depends on the need. We need to understand whether we'll go for angel investor or we'll go for venture capitalist. So the depends on the individual case, we need to understand. Another one important thing, what is our idea statement when we are going for prototype? Initially, how much seed funding is required? At the stage, early stage, when they are in the student level, they will get grant from different scheme. Tamil Nadu government introducing a first potential prototype development, they are giving 2 lakhs rupees for initial stage. With the 2 lakhs rupees, the student or alumni of the institution or investor can take initial development of the prototype. With that prototype, suitable information and guidance from the incubator, they may go for next level of product development. For the product development, they have technical mentorship from the startup TN. With the suitable startup TN mentoringship, they will develop a product. With the product for commercialization, many MSME schemes are available. With that MSME scheme, fully grant around 15 lakhs rupees with the grant amount they can develop. But seed funding initial stage IVPA and IVPB for prototype development or product development, the grant amount, fully grant amount, investor need not to pay the money. But for MSME scheme, if they are not even student, they are from the public side, they need to give from their contribution level, that called investor contribution, around 15 to 25 percentage, remaining 35 percentage from the MSME side. These are the known feed funding from our institution. Most of the institution, most of the incubators, they are developing their own seed funding from that management. From our institution, we are conducting a startup surge program. For the startup surge program, well developed prototype, we are going for funding around 25,000 to product development. Then they will go for further progress. So seed funding is only from the initial stage. For funding from their own friend, family, sometime from the network relative, then we'll go for grant from the state government or central government. Nowadays, most of the project funded by central government, because the country is inviting more startup, that to registered startup from DPIT registration. Now, we will take this journey, startup journey, in the sweeter manner. Means, after completion of the graduation, a boy or girl entering into startup stage, in the startup journey, they need finance. For that finance, the government of India, government of Tamil Nadu is provide seed funding as a grant. Whether it is success or it will fall fail, how will you identify? We don't know. We will start a startup with a suitable way. If there is a success, we will continue again and again. If there is a failure, with that failure, we will search a reason for failure, we will rectify, or we will go into some other path. Meanwhile, we are getting funding from the government or any other institution. If it is grant, we don't want to return back. We need to submit a proper billing, utility as well as project report. What is the reason for failure? We need to give the important as a document. So what I want to convey, number one, seed funding is supporting a startup into next level. If there is a failure, from that packet of money from the investor, it is not moving. With that interest, we'll go into some other problem statement or going for employment. Many students asking the major doubt, we are entering into startup journey. If there is a failure, what is the purpose of traveling with that startup? During the journey of startup, we are getting suitable experience. Which one we can understand? What one we can do? Do, don't do. Do, don't do. Their understanding all those things that will helpful for future development of product or process, or otherwise it will definitely helpful for your relative field in the employment. After completion of this startup journey, if it is success, we'll go to next level of product development scalability. If there is a failure, don't bother, it will give a suitable solution for further employment. With this, we will conclude this lecture. What are the various types of funding? With that suitable government funding, we will travel in the startup journey. All the best. Thank you for your patient listening. Thank you.